What if you could move past fear? You could build inner strength, give yourself that I can do this energy. Or maybe even that feeling that, okay, well, maybe the situation isn't so bad and I can do this. You totally can. That is what we're going to work on in today's practice. This ability to really build this oomph, this feeling of I've got this. This is the feeling that we need to have when we're working with the law of attraction, when we're working on manifesting something in our life. You got to feel like you deserve it and you can take the action steps that you need to take in order to create whatever it is that you want to create. So if you're struggling anywhere in your life or feeling like you're not strong enough to do something, this class is definitely for you. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Laura. I've been a yoga educator and life coach for over 30 years now. And for the past 15 or so, I've been combining the two for really powerful programs and helping you manifest the life of your dreams. I start my videos with a brief coaching session to share a little bit more about what we are doing, and then I hop into the yoga. If you want to go right into the yoga, I've got timestamps below so you can do it. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. We are specifically working on the first chakra. And the chakras, if you aren't familiar with them, are the energy centers in your body. And we have tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of them. That's a whole nother video to do. But we have 7 main ones. And each of these 7 is responsible for an aspect of our wellness. The first chakra, which is located at the base of our spine, between there and our perineum, so right at the base of our pelvis, is responsible for survival, for that feeling of I'm safe, I'm secure, and a little bit of I can do this. And when we work on our first chakra, it helps us feel like we can stand on our own 2 feet. We're powerful. We've got this. The beauty of working on the yoga mat is we can create that feeling via our body. And actually, we're going to be working energetically as well. I've got a whole bunch of great things that I'm going to be sharing with you. To work on the first chakra on the yoga mat, we're going to be working with our feet, opening up the soles of our feet, and standing poses, specifically making our standing poses really powerful. So it's not just hanging out in them, it is really embodying the power of the standing poses. And don't worry, I will teach you how to do that. So how do you use this practice? I definitely recommend bookmarking it and creating a playlist in your YouTube or creating a link place somewhere in your notes so that you can remember to come back to this, because you're going to want to do this in 2 different times, okay? The first time is if you are struggling in life and you're really just having a hard time and you're feeling a little stuck, this will help you move forward. And sometimes all you need is once. Sometimes you're going to need more. There's going to be cumulative actions to it for sure. The energy of it will stay with you longer the more you do it. But again, sometimes all you need is once. You're like, that was it. That was what I needed and I'm ready to move forward. The second way to use it is if there's something that you want to do, an action step that you want to take, and you're feeling hesitant about moving forward with it. This practice will give you that oomph that says, yeah, I can do this. So I will use this practice, what I'm going to share with you today, if I'm really struggling with taking that next action step. It makes me nervous, or I don't even know why the heck I'm not doing it, but it's been 2 weeks where it's been on my list and I just haven't gotten around to it. And honestly, it can be something as mundane as handling a pile of paper clutter. And I just keep looking at it. It's driving me nuts. And for some reason, I am not finding time for it. That's just your subconscious way of slowing you down. This practice can help you speed up again. And if you want to add essential oils into your practice, which I always do because it makes it that much more powerful, the ones I recommend are from my brand partner, Young Living, and they are Valor. Valor helps ground all of those thoughts in your head that might be distracting you and brings it down into your feet, which makes you more powerful. The second one is Highest Potential. I always recommend Highest Potential for anything because it helps bring you to your highest potential, whatever that might be. So it helps you move through whatever seems to be holding you back, right? The third one is Transformation. This one helps you transform into that new place. And what I do is I stick them into the diffuser as I do my practice. So for today's practice, if you have a block, have it handy. Don't worry if you don't, I have options for you. So if you're ready, let's get started. I'll meet you on the yoga mat. Let's begin by waking up our feet. So you're going to take one of your feet, we're going to massage it out. Take your fingers, lace them between the toes. You can just do the tips of your fingertips or all the way down to the root of your fingers if you can. You're going to hold firmly on to the arch of the foot, like really firmly, almost like the thumb is giving it a little bit of a massage there. And then gently rotate the base of your toes. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep breathing. We're just going to wake up our feet a little bit and change the direction of the rotation. Keep breathing. And then take your thumbs and you're going to stroke the sole of the foot and then squeeze your toes, pinch them kind of, and then flick the energy away. And if you want, you can spend a little extra time around the arch. There's sometimes stuff in the arch, tension you can work on a little bit. And then you're going to grab the heel. You're going to take your thumb to the top of the heel and kind of press down there and then pinch off the back. Come all the way around, pinch off the back. All right, now take your legs out in front of you and just see, can you see the difference in the color of my feet? So what we've done here is we've woken up the chakras in the sole of the foot, but we've also increased the blood flow through the leg, hence the different colors of your feet and the blood flow in the feet. But where your blood flows, your energy goes. So your prana now is coming down that one leg more than the other. I mean, just pause for a second and see if you can feel the difference between the right and left leg. Like there's a difference in the quality of the leg. And that again, that's the prana. You've shifted the prana, which is going to make our standing poses even more powerful. All right, other foot. Lace the fingers through the toes. Hold on to the foot and then gently rotate the base of your toes. This is also just really good for your feet, for sure. Change direction. We carry so much tension in our feet and that affects how we stand, and it's just good to do this for our feet every once in a while. And then thumbs, stroke from the heel all the way down, grab your toes, flick the energy away. Feel free to rub a little bit more into the arch if you want. And then heel, thumb at the top of the heel and just kind of push in, pull the hand around, pinch off the back. We're just waking up really important points of the foot here. And then release. That's it. Super quick, right? And just check out the feet. Feel a little bit evener, a little bit more even. Breathe. All right. Come on up to standing now. Let's begin with a before. I want you to get a feel for where you are now versus at the end, because you're really going to feel the difference. Okay. So start off in your Tadasana. I want your feet hip width apart here. Tadasana is normally done with the feet together. I always have people go a little bit further apart so that your heels are lined up with your sit bones, so that energetically you're lined up. And the reason for that is I want you to feel solid like a mountain. That's the way we're supposed to feel in mountain pose. Hence the name mountain. When our feet are together, you start to wibble wobble and it becomes a balance pose, really. I mean, just do it once and close your eyes and you're definitely going to feel it. Here we want to feel super solid, especially because of today's topic. So just take a moment, find your Tadasana. I'm not even going to guide you into it. I just want you to find whatever it is that you do and then just take a little mental picture of how you feel. Notice how your legs feel. Notice if you're gripping in the shoulder blades or in the buttocks. If you feel like you're really long, or if you're sinking, if you're overlifted, just giving you a few things to bring your awareness to. Okay, now, next step, we're going to do one more thing to stimulate the feet. So get onto your carpeting. Hopefully you have carpeting. It does work best to do this on carpeting. So go to a piece of carpeting if you can right now. And all you're going to do is just twist the feet. We are just waking up the soles of the feet. Do a little twist and that's it. Okay, you don't have to give yourself rug burn or anything, just a little. And then come back to your mat and take a moment and feel. So you just woke them up a little bit, okay? Now the second thing we're going to do is a really powerful way to begin to transform your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And that is to grab your block. And if you don't have a block, don't worry. I'll talk you through what you want to do. If you have a block, you're going to put it way up the very top of your thighs and then bring your feet as close as you can without being uncomfortable. We don't want to cause pain. You don't have to have your feet hip width, okay? And what you're going to do, we're going to start with the feet. You feel broad across the soles of your feet. Balance your weight between the right and left foot. Find that balance and then feel as if your feet are moving down to the floor as you draw up. Now, this is what you're going to do. Hold on to the block, engage the inner thighs. So you're going to contract your inner thighs on the block. This is what we want to be doing. This helps engage our core. It makes us stronger in our standing poses, makes us feel a little bit more oomph. I mean, just let everything sink here for a second. Can't you feel that feeling of, I don't really know if I care all that much, right? Physicality makes a difference in how we feel. It changes our energy, it changes our emotions, it changes our mind. So when you engage the inner thighs, which are usually weak and loose, if you will, when you engage the inner thighs, that is the start of the core, the central core. Our core is also down in our feet and actually down beneath the earth. But for the core of our core, right, from here to here, this is where it starts, inner thighs. So using your block. So if you don't have a block, you're going to just contract the inner thighs as best you can. The beauty of the block is it's also, you can feel it, so you can tell if you're doing it, but it also begins to uncover imbalances because you're probably going to feel one side more than the other. This is the side I feel, this is the one I have to work on. And I only notice it when the block is there. Then you're going to pull up on your pelvic floor just a little and then draw the belly in and up and get nice and long just a little bit as you get nice and long through the body. Then turn the palms forward just to open across your heart, right? Now, soften in the buttocks just a little bit so you're not gripping, and soften between the shoulder blades. I know that was a lot, but just take a moment and gaze way off into the distance and just notice how you feel. It changes everything, doesn't it? There's just like this feeling of, oh yeah, this is good. Now, if you have a block, take it out. Keep it handy. And move your feet into your hip width apart, the hip width distance. And we're going to recreate. And you're going to find your balance and then draw up. Inner thighs engage, pelvic floor engages, belly lifts, open those arms, and just take a breath. This is mountain pose. Didn't you think mountain pose is like this super simple pose? This is easy. It's just standing. Yeah. It is one of the most challenging poses, I think, most subtle, because we do it every day. And we need to change what we do every day. It's much easier to do yoga poses that your body's never been in because you don't have to unlearn any bad habits. Just take a breath and feel that. Now let's move into warrior 2. So step your feet apart. Warrior poses are all three of them are all about building up that personal strength. I actually did a whole video on the warrior series, and I did one on Tadasana. I will link to them below, so you can check those out next if you want. We're shifting a little bit on what I'm teaching about it here, to focus more on that first chakra thing. But warrior poses really help you feel strong. Okay, that's the warrior. The warrior is domination, if you will, over your fears of your little self and helping you rise above to be who you're supposed to be, right? So feel your legs, feel that broadness across the feet, feel the inner thighs engage if you can. It's a little trickier now. Feeling open across the heart. Legs are really, really strong. Draw that belly in. You're going to turn the feet to the right, left foot in, right foot out. Good. And pause here. I want you to feel your alignment again. Feel that openness across your heart. And you're going to bring those arms up, feeling expansive. Legs are really strong as you bend the knee. Bring it right over the ankle, moving into your pose. And then take your gaze across the fingertips of the right hand. And I want you to feel that openness across your heart as you turn your gaze. Keep that openness. Feel the strength in your legs. And then come on up, arms come down. Turn the feet to the front. And we'll go over to the other side. Right foot in, left foot out. And again, you're going to square those shoulders. Bring the arms up from there. Feel that openness across the heart as you bend the knee and move in to your pose. Feel that openness and hold on to that openness, keeping that back shoulder in particular steady as you turn your head. And take your gaze way off into the distance. And then coming up, arms come down, turn the feet to the front, step back into your Tadasana, and take a breath. This is when you get a chance to feel the body again, right? Notice the difference. I always get a little out of breath doing warrior poses. They are very stimulating. Your little yogic cup of coffee there. You're welcome. Now we're going to take it into Trikonasana. And we're going to move into Trikonasana through Warrior 2 in order to have stronger legs. So here's the thing. When we're doing the standing poses, especially if we want to build our first chakra, but this is the way we should do standing poses anyway, you want to feel strong from the feet working up. So the tendency is for the legs to not really do as much, and we kind of hold ourselves up from our shoulders. This is part of the reason why we have that tension in our shoulders. We're kind of holding ourselves up. But instead, if we're really using our legs and feeling the power of the legs, the upper body becomes more effortless. So we're going to figure that out as we move into this pose. So you're going to step your feet apart, grab your block, place it behind your right leg. Feel the broadness in the soles of the feet. Sometimes when we step our feet apart, the feet kind of crunch up a little bit. You want to get really broad, really feel that sole. We worked on opening up the soles of the feet. We really want to use them. Make those legs nice and strong. Feel the inner thighs engage. Get nice and long. Bring the arms up. Turn the feet to the right. And we're going to move into Warrior 2, but pause. Feel that openness as you bend the knee, moving into Warrior 2. Take your gaze across the fingertips of the front hand. Now what we're going to do to move into Trikonasana, and it's okay to do this a few times if you need to. First, take the hands down. Let's not worry about the arms. You're going to push into your front leg and resist straightening the leg so you can feel all those muscles engage in the leg. You just bend it a couple of times. Really push into that foot. Makes that leg super strong. You feel it? And then finally hold on to that. And I find that when I'm really engaging this front leg beautifully, the back leg follows. So just pay attention to both legs. Make sure they're both engaging as you move in to Trikonasana. Bottom hand goes to the block. If you don't have a block, you can just rest on your leg, just not your knee, below or above the knee. And you can take the upper arm up and just feel that strength. Let your legs be super strong. And your torso doesn't have to work that hard then. It's just getting nice and long, but it's an opening across the heart. And breathe. Now to come out, you want your legs to do the work, right? So you're going to push through those legs to come up and bring the arm down. All right. Turn your feet to the front, grab your block, place it over on the other side. And we'll do it again to the other side. So feeling broad across the soles of the feet. Legs are nice and long and strong. Feel those inner thighs engage. And it's okay if you don't feel the inner thighs. That does take practice. The inner thighs are usually, unless you're unique, which you very well could be, they're usually pretty weak and they don't engage the way we want them to support our bodies and our core. But you want to feel that inner thigh engage, the pelvic floor, draw up through the belly just a little, and bring your arms out from there. And turn the feet. Feel that openness across the heart and bend the knee. Take your gaze across the fingertips of the front hand. Feel your warrior two. And then we'll drop the arms so you don't have to think about them. And we're going to push into that front leg, resist, and do it a couple of times here. Bend, resist, straightening it. One more time. Push into that foot, resist, and move into your Trikonasana. Do you feel how effortless it becomes? And let that upper body just be super easy, super gentle. Breathe. You're just getting a lovely stretch, but it doesn't have to work. In fact, that bottom hand is not a support. So if you are hanging out into that arm, you want to make those legs do more work. So you should be able to lift that hand off the block or your leg with ease. All right, come back up. You can bring the block with you if you want. Turn the feet to the front. You're going to set your block in front for now. Step your feet back together. Coming back into your Tadasana, just take a breath. Feel the difference. Starting to feel more of that oomph. That yogic cup of coffee. It's so good, right? Okay, we're going to do 2 more standing poses. We're going to do 1 more warrior. Let's do warrior 1. Step the feet apart. Okay, feeling broadness across the soles of the feet. Feel them root down. Inner thighs engage as you get long. We're going to turn to the right, left foot in, right foot out. You're going to take your right foot out to the side just a bit. Now, you haven't squared the hips. Okay, so keep them where they are. You're going to bring the arms forward and up and overhead. Draw the belly in, lift tall, turn toward your right leg as you bend the knee. Now, legs are super strong. I want you to feel that back leg extending, pressing down. And then from that back heel, you're going to draw all the way up through the midline of the body, out through the fingertips. As you lift, and you can arc up a little bit, breathe. Feel the power of that back leg. Let's add a little more goodness to this while we're here. Bend the elbows, arc up, little back bend, activating the back here. And then bring the arms back up, come all the way up. Arms come down as you turn the feet through the front. Even out the toes. Can you feel it? Hear me? I'm out of breath a little bit. Whew, that's so good. Other way. Right foot in, left foot out. Open the front foot out to the side a little bit. Just helps with balance, helps you bring your hips around. Legs are really strong to start. So back leg already is extending. You're pressing through that back heel. And that front leg is really strong too. Just like when we did Warrior 2 into Trikonasana, feel that same strength in the leg. And then from the legs, feel like you're drawing up through the body. Can you feel that? Arms come up from that energy. So they're reaching from the feet as you turn toward your front leg and bend and move into the pose. Long, reaching from that back leg all the way up through the midline of the body, up through your heart, out through your fingertips. Breathe. Moving into cactus. My wall's in the way. Do the best cactus you can here. Lift up, arc up. And then bring the arms back up. Turn the feet to the front. Arms come down. Step your feet back together. And take a breath. Feel your Tadasana. So our last pose we're going to do is Uttanasana. And this, our last standing pose, I should say. So Uttanasana is the forward fold with your feet in hip width apart, narrow. And the challenge is so many people don't really use their legs. But you want your legs to be like cement columns, okay? So they are firm underneath you. So pressing through the feet, extend those legs, pretend there's a block between your inner thighs as you lift tall. And then hands to the hip hinge, roll your shoulders back and down. You're going to come forward from the hip hinge. Now, it is okay to bend your knees a little bit. It helps protect the back. Legs can still be strong even if the knees are bent. So you're coming forward. Breathe. Hands to the block if you can reach it. If not, bend the knees until you can. If you can go to the floor, feel free to take it to the floor, letting your head release. Breathe. And then to come up, you're going to push through your feet and think of scooping up with your heart. Come all the way back up. And you're going to re-find your Tadasana. Feet are hip width again. Balance your weight between the right and left. And you can turn the palms forward and just take a moment. Feel those inner thighs as if you have a block there. Pelvic floor draws up just a little, just this little tiny little bit as you draw the belly in. And that supports the heart opening. All of this can relax. Shoulder blades can release down your back. I'm just going to turn the palms forward to open the heart. Can you feel the difference? It's good, right? I want you to take a moment to think about whatever it is you want, okay? Don't think about what you're trying to not do. I want you to think about what you want to do. And how do you feel about that right now? Does it feel good? Does it feel like, yeah, I could do that? Or does it feel like, well, maybe I could do it. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm not quite ready, which is totally okay, right? It's a process. You're on a spectrum. But just keep doing this practice. Listen to the video once or twice, maybe 3 times. Keep it as a bookmark just in case, right? You want to listen to it in the future. I totally get how sometimes it's like, oh, wait, what was that I did? Because that was really good. I want to redo it. But really, once you've listened to it a couple of times, you can create it on your own. And if you need any help, you can come right back to the video. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been such a pleasure sharing this with you. Now, I will, on the end screen, I will share with you the 2 videos, the one on standing tall with the Tadasana tutorial and the warrior tutorial. You're going to get even more out of that. And you also might want to grab my freebie. I'll link it down below, 7 yoga poses to power up your manifesting. It's a printable. It's just for you to have and enjoy and to use it for your own practice. And stick with me. I've got more things coming for you to help you manifest on your yoga mat. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video.